Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Alien versus Predator Galaxy YouTube channel. This is Aaron Percival, aka Corporal Hicks,
And this is Adam Zeller, aka Ridgetop.
and we're back with another Let's Play of one of the many Alien games that's out there. This one's a bit of a different one, though. Not one I think people will have played a lot of, but one I think people will have loved when they actually got the chance to play it. And we are. I don't know why we even go into these intros pretending like you don't know. You've seen the title. You've seen the cover image. We're playing Aliens Extermination, the first of two more modern arcade light gun alien shooters.
Yeah, post 2000, I would say, right? I think there's only been two post 2000.
Well, I mean, the only one before. I mean, there's only three really. Light gun alien games. You know, we had Alien 3 The Gun, which we'll get to eventually as well. Aliens Extermination, and then Aliens Armageddon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Which
then
is the one
Alien
Adam
Covenant,
prefers.
which is Aliens
Well,
Armageddon.
yeah, you don't count Alien Covenant. It was just a rebrand of Aliens Armageddon.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. That was lazy.
But
This one,
this is take two for us.
indeed, we recorded one and it didn't record the gameplay. So the gameplay is actually pre-recorded because I had to make sure it was accomplished, and we're here to watch it after the fact. This is actually, I prefer this over Armageddon, and we can talk about it as we're playing through. But this was one that I've really enjoyed, and we'll talk about it as we get on. So let's have a start and go.
Get those quarters ready.
Now, I've already spent them. There I am at the top of the scoreboard, Hicks. Child.
Do you call them quarters over there too?
No, we don't put quarters in. We have to put full pounds in.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's how they mostly are here too.
Inflation and all that. I love these little. I guess we're lamp for I don't know if I'm yeah, one of the reasons I prefer this over Armageddon is because of the pulse rifle light gun. It just feels more. It feels silly to say, but it feels more authentically alien, and it feels silly to say authentic because arcade games are less serious. It's certainly been the case for the alien stuff.
Yeah, you just had kind of a standard assault rifle for Armageddon.
Yeah, it was a reuse of the
Terminator Salvation. Yeah.
Once again, we're returning to LV-426.
Colony destroyed, but not thoroughly.
I think Weyland-Yutani must have really oversold the destructive power of those atmosphere processors. It's so cheesy, but I love it so much.
Yeah, it's a cool little intro.
I don't put too much concern into the story of these things, you know. Revisiting LV-426 again and the intact colony. It's not the important thing, the experience. I will also say before we start that there are audio. The emulator has weird audio, stereo audio, so it can get a bit janky sometimes. So I mean, you notice it immediately, but one of the things I do like about this is they have put some effort into recreating, you know, the environments with some level of faith and seriousness.
Yeah, I mean, the graphics were pretty decent. I mean, this came out in 2007, if I'm not mistaken.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
And it was actually something I played to kind of continue to build my hype for AVPR at the time.
2006.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't play it until 2007. I don't think I came across an arcade that had it. You know, the arcades were a bit slower to get the new units back then than they are these days.
So it was developed by Mechanix and published by Global VR. I think Global VR published Armageddon as well, but it was different developers. I didn't get to play this until '09. I don't think. I think the first time I ever played this was on holiday in Turkey, and they had a unit in the hotel that I was staying at. I put a lot of Turkish lira into this unit. I played it through a few times since. You know, I found a couple of units in and around Skegness. So when you go for your cheap holidays in the UK.
Nice. You're not shooting as many Marines on this one.
I got a little bit better. To be fair though, I think this was my first my best playthrough of this Let's Play, should we say.
The alien models were also really well done in this.
Oh, for sure.
Just how they blast apart, you know. I got movement. Just like the movie.
Well, it's those explosive tipped caseless rounds.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
effective.
Those Marines love running into line of fire.
Poor discipline. Absolutely poor. That one alien there, that was ridiculous.
The one slow moving one that
Yeah.
just creeps out.
But I think mechanic-wise, it's not massively unique or too different from a lot of... I'm not saying this like an expert. I've played a great deal of arcade games, but aside from the alien flavour, and it's the flavour that's done really well that I think makes me enjoy it so much. But mechanically, it doesn't seem massively different from what I'd expect of any light gun game.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the light gun games will try and switch up the formula. Like, one of my favorites was always the Time Crisis series, where you had this foot pedal that would take you in and out of cover. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one, on the weapon, I believe you had 3 buttons. You had your grenade button on the grip, and you had your flamethrower button on the clip face, I think.
Yeah.
And
then you hit your trigger, of course.
yeah, and your trigger, of course. But I can't remember. Can you pick up like a smart gun? Does it change your weapon at all in this? Or okay. I think in the sequel,
you get it.
In Armageddon, they have like a shotgun, right?
You know what? I've only played Armageddon once, and I really didn't enjoy it.
Only once? Okay,
only
it wasn't
once.
that bad.
It's just when I'm presented with the choice of this cab or Armageddon's cab, I'd always just rather go with this.
You know, there's a local arcade I have, and the guy who owns it, he runs an arcade website called Arcade Heroes, and I touched base with him about recording some footage from Armageddon, and he was cool with it. So I need to do that, so
Yeah.
so we can do a commentary on that one too.
See, this is something I love there as well. The game uses, you know, Ron Cobb's the iconography.
Seismotic.
Yeah. You know, that's a little bit of extra detail that I appreciate in the effort.
Did I say that right?
Semiotics, I think.
Semiotic. Seismotic. Seismotic would be earthquake stuff.
Something like
Semiotic standard. There we go.
So those little things, leechy things, are one of the few new creatures that the game actually tries to introduce as a different enemy type. You know what? I'm actually surprised at how reserved the game is on not creating ridiculous enemy types.
Yeah.
Like the power loader poster in the background.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, I like that it's restrained and not doing ridiculous hybrids and stuff like that, because of all the places you'd think an arcade game would be one of the ones that'd go a bit wild with it. Of course, I mean, there is one later on, a couple later on actually, which we'll talk about when we get to that mission, but...
Come on, people, let's go!
Warning.
This first boss was always weird though.
Yeah, I think this bit's disappointing, because you go through this really nice recreated Hadley's Hope interior to these random ass towers and random ass robots that don't look like they particular. Well, I mean, they at least look like the central tops, but like the towers and the wheel robots, just random as hell.
Oh yeah, there's your rocket launcher. So that was the only weapon power-up you could really get.
Yeah. Otherwise, you just pick your power-ups and fill up your napalm and your pulse rifle. At least that Marine's actually staying in cover. I can appreciate that.
But you do most of the work though.
Ah, isn't that the way in most games? And look at those little Wally things. Like, they do not fit the aesthetic. And it just seems like a real slap to how well the game had been doing. Then again, the boss fights always have the potential to just feel a bit stale anyway, I think. One more tower, more disabled all. I guess Wayland Recon his robotic defences. Like I say, don't try and think about the narrative. Just enjoy the pulse rifle lightly. To be fair, I think Alien 3 The Guns was also a pulse rifle.
Yes, it was.
So, one of the stats in here is damage to the company. So, like the random crap that you can shoot at and explode, all goes towards that tally. Which was a funny little extra, I thought.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Stay frosty. Here they come.
I do enjoy that immediate aliens jumping through the door.
Follow me.
Yeah, that follow me. It just makes me think of Starship Troopers. With their first lieutenant.
Behind us. Look out. Here they
It has been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Every year for me. I do like that they make use of the aliens actually using the environment or seemingly interacting with the environment, whether it's just on the walls or leaping through those doors.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not exactly the most dynamic of gameplay there, should we say, but you know, just that shift in perspective and seeing them do things that you associate with the aliens.
So have you never played Aliens 3 The Gun?
I don't think I know.
It was surprisingly good.
They're everywhere.
Do you have one local then?
Not local, but there was one in LA I played, and it was really good. Next time I go back there, I'm definitely doing that again.
See, I worked at a cinema for a few years out of college, and I remember they used to have a unit back when I was a kid,
They're everywhere.
but I'm sure I never got to play it.
Look out. Here
I think there's a ROM for it to give it a go on the computer, but like one of the things I will always be immensely gutted at is I missed out on the chance to buy a cab of Alien 3 The Gun for just a couple £100.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've no idea where the hell I put it, but I'd have found somewhere.
Some people have full home arcades, man. That would be something.
I mean, this you can pick up for around about $1.50, I think.
They're everywhere.
Well, there's this company that specializes in home arcades now. There's a few of them, but one of the main ones is Arcade 1-Up. And so I continuously hope that they do like a Capcom AVP arcade someday, because I would buy that in a heartbeat.
What do you think of the little leech things in this? Are they...
Yeah, they're
interesting.
boring. I mean, they don't really attack you much. They attack you in a couple of segments, but most of the time they're just hanging around.
Take out the gun.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think visually they fit very well. Kind of reminds me of those weird.
Another slow creeping alien there.
Yeah. It reminds me of those weird little tubey aliens in
the Marvel one.
Yeah, Revival, I think it was called, that one.
They're there, now they're attacking you.
Yeah. I don't know, I don't find him massively interesting as an enemy.
Look out, here they come! We're under fire! Stay frosty. You want some more? Grenade!
I do like how the facehuggers just all swarm at you though.
Oh, and there's our first combat synth.
Stay frosty.
Another slow crawling alien. I wonder if those pictures are the developers.
Where are they?
Just seems like one of those ingos that you'd do.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, it looks like the game was basically made by about 4 or 5 people. Based on some of the credits. Which I think is pretty impressive. What do you think of this look of synthetics?
Well, it's interesting because it kind of reminds me of Fireteam Elite with the combat synths in that.
With Beta and Alpha?
Yeah, or, you know, just the Wailing Mutani ones you fight too. But we didn't really see them looking like this. Like this was before Alien Isolation, so they didn't have that working Joe look. So this game is kind of almost the first to do that style of just the plain white looking androids, you know.
I feel like it was... There's a bit on, I think it's the final mission, where it looks like basically a screenshot from the old Czech. Like Clone Marines. And I think the synths kind of looked like that. I'm gonna try and find the screening now, actually.
We have another strange boss fight.
I mean, this one feels at least a little bit more relevant. It felt a little boring. I don't know, boss fights are just boring.
Well, after this, they got better. Like, once we're getting to the Dragon Alien and the Queen, it's a little bit better.
Alright, I've sent you the screenshot I'm thinking of.
We're under fire!
Yeah, I mean, at least you on this boss fight, you are interacting with elements like you throwing the canisters at you.
Oh yeah, I remember. I mean, those guys look a bit more
robotic, yeah.
Yeah. Rather than your working Joe kind of look.
But like, there's a bit later on that just reminds me of that screenshot, and I'll try and remember to point it out. My accuracy isn't great. Look at that, 65%.
Well, when you got all those things rushing at you, it's not too bad.
I love that they don't... the new enemies aren't even given a name. They're just unknown on the stats.
First squad, on the board!
Hop in, Marine.
See, this is cool. This is cool. I mean, I'd rather have been in the APC, like, part... piloting the turret or something. But this is a nice little substitute instead. I mean, I'll take it. And I think it is kind of reminiscent of the Konami Aliens arcade game. Has a similar sequence, doesn't it? Where you're riding on top of the APC.
Yes, yes it does. Konami. That was a weird arcade game.
Oh yeah, that was very weird. This one's probably my favourite mission, actually.
Yeah.
Thinking about it, because you know we get to go to the Hive shortly. I actually quite like this sequence. Here we go. Here we go. You know I'm all about the Hive.
Oh, come on, people, let's go, let's go, let's go.
It's not, you know, look at like those openings there.
I can't see anything. Steady.
Don't
And I
show
love
up on
this.
infrared at all.
I love this. This is a nice little moment.
Yeah.
Ultraviolet is apparently what we need to use to get the aliens. Which I think was a very nice nod and a nice tribute there.
Where are they? I got them.
That's a bit of a weird perspective.
Yeah.
Detecting movement.
What do you think about like all the
Look out!
repeated dialogue there? You know, obviously trying to do the aliens thing. In the
Yeah.
context of it being an arcade game.
In the context of it being an arcade game, it's fun, you know. They're good little
It's
nods.
silly. Yeah. Her little face of you having off the side.
Never give up.
Contain. So yeah, I think the Hive environment's actually really good
Mm-hmm.
for this. Oh, it's one of those. Beaches.
Yeah, I do wish there were a bit more alien types, like runners or Praetorians or something. Just
Yeah.
because it's...
Is it getting a bit stale visually?
Yeah, you just get overwhelmed with the same alien type so much.
And I suppose they do want players to sit there and throw $20 into it and do it in one run, don't they, as well? Look at the little marine.
Is that like a bug there? I don't remember.
No.
him.
I thought he was infected. He was not infected.
You were just trying to put him out of his misery, and the game penalized you for it.
And there we have... I bet chest bursters are difficult to make an interesting enemy in this environment. But the way they've used them here, and especially the sequence coming up shortly with the little gauntlet run, I think works very well.
As opposed to Armageddon, which just made them enormous, right?
Well, I couldn't possibly comment, Adam.
Never give up.
Hey, the next time we get together, we gotta find a unit of that and give it another chance.
Did you see that alien skull then that went to the green brain? That was cool.
Oh, it was quick. I must have missed it. Oh man,
See,
they're all
like
happening at once.
this little gauntlet bit. I thought that was a nice little. I like the bullet holes you can put in the facehuggers as well when they like land on the screen. If you just put a hole or two in.
Look out!
Oh,
There
that
was
marine
a-
nearly got it then.
A lot to Hadley's Hope that we didn't see.
Well, I mean, doesn't some of the law make mention of it being mining related? Like, isn't that what the Onager is? The mining skiff. So So it kind of makes sense that maybe they'd have started having not hives, mines, but nothing quite like this extent. And this is the major new alien in the game.
A dragon. It's a dragon.
Pretty self-explanatory. And little baby dragon chest bursters as well.
It's a cool boss fight, you know, kind of Kenner-ish.
Yeah, but I mean, if anywhere's going to do a Ken, this is the place. This is the place to do it. So I think, you know, they did actually. I think there was concept art for a king alien for the game.
For a what?
A king alien.
Interesting.
I think I shared it on the Facebook page a couple of months ago. Or something. Yeah, an alien king. That obviously, if it gets dropped, it does not make it into the game. But I think this one's probably my favourite boss fight.
I mean, it's
Although
the first
levels.
proper boss fight, but you can't beat the queen for a boss fight.
I don't know, because I don't know. She's a little boring because she just shoot anywhere on you, right? I'm not rushing to see the alien dragon added to the lore, though. I'll be honest.
Well, didn't they do that in Rift 4?
I wouldn't know. I've not been able to get past the first few chapters. That's one of the things that really annoyed me was the predators evidently having no idea about the DNA reflex.
They're just like, what is this?
That was so. No, stop it, Aaron. We're enjoying this silly arcade game.
Nice. God.
I like that little moment there with it collapsing down as well.
So were there any other light gun games you were into growing up in particular?
I liked the Time Crisis stuff. I think I played the Jurassic Park one once or twice. There was a unit. I can't remember what the game was called. It was like a Ghost Recon-ish thing, where the light guns were like G36Cs, and I can't remember what it was called.
There were some.
It used to be at my work, at the cinema. So that got
Maybe
a lot of play on.
Silent Scope, was it the sniper one? Is that what you're thinking of?
No, it wasn't a sniper thing. Oh, they're slithering, they're being a bit more active.
Yeah, I always like the House of the Dead ones. But also the Jurassic Park, specifically the Lost World, is probably one of my favorite arcade games ever. There was one I played when I was on a cruise ship, when I was, approaching my teenage years, which was, I don't know, it was like, you would fight big undersea monsters.
Nostromo's ladder there.
Oh yeah.
Move out, move out, move out!
I think you can tell the developers were very big fans, I think. Doing their best to recreate visuals.
The Ocean Hunter, that's what it was called. That was a good one.
Get that door open!
I did go through and play the Halo one recently, which was fun.
Yeah, I still need to play that one. I'm glad arcades have been seeing a bit of a resurgence as of late.
Definitely.
Look out, here they come! Stay frost.
What's with all these random alien eggs everywhere? Oh, there's a hidden thing down that thing on the right. I never noticed it when I was playing. I love this. It's just random throws that just eject racer chest bursters.
And this kind of looks a little Alien 3-ish with the ceiling too.
Yeah, I had vibes of Alien Trilogy at a lot of points, and I know it's because it shares a lot of the visual remakes as well. But like that moment reminded me of some of the early Hadley's Hope levels where you come across like research labs where it was cryotubes arranged like that. Though that's obviously supposed to be more alien inspired than anything, but yeah, I couldn't help but get vibes of Alien Trilogy.
Detecting movement, and it isn't us. They're coming out of the wall.
I do love the Adders go up one of those ladders though. Get your own little Ripley moment.
Yep.
And back down.
Move out, move out, move out.
We got round 2 there.
That's brilliant. It's so silly. Tell you what, I do wish that if we get a new one, or we get pulse rifles that aren't mounted to
Yeah,
the
because
base.
that was an advantage Aliens Armageddon had, I think, if they weren't mounted. So.
They weren't now. Like that one of the Halo units as well, they had like the assault rifles that weren't mounted to the base. And that would have been so cool. I think the legs are probably the only real weak point of those models, you know. They don't look massively detailed on the legs. I do think the face-up does look nice though.
Yeah. Jump at you quick.
Got to get that the Jerry's spray potence down here. So this is the bit that reminded me of that screenshot I sent you. I thought it seemed very reminiscent.
Oh yeah,
of that
the
Mechanix
dome there.
Yeah, with the synthetics. I don't know how intentional that would have been. So I suppose really at the time they were making this, it wasn't a great deal of other games really, or modern-ish games.
I guess really the first synthetic with that look would have been that Kenner Hive Wars one, right? The Integer 6.
Yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, in it, yeah, look, we've got red aliens.
They're like, okay, we at least got to switch it up a little bit.
Again, no narrative explanations of anything, I don't think. But in my mind, they're like the K species, genetically tampered.
Well, they are in this
I do.
research too, so yeah.
They do seem to take a little bit more shooting to kill, though, compared to the other ones. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm imagining that. But yeah, if anybody ever does another arcade Alien game, they've got to just enjoy and embrace the canon, I think.
Yeah, find a middle ground between this and Armageddon, so it's not quite as ridiculous as Armageddon.
What is that?
It is cool at least that they threw some of at least some different colour in there. Especially because you know the red ones are very synonymous with genocide, and a lot of people like genocide. I enjoy genocide. I prefer the book over the comics, but it's a comic I do enjoy.
That's what happens when you're out of ammo. You just puts you in
Pistol.
single fire, yeah.
Which I think is a bit of a common trope as well. Do you like the weapon pickups as the refills, or would you rather have like some games use a mechanic where you have to manually reload?
Yeah, where you shoot outside the screen or something.
Yeah, or click a button or something.
I don't know. Part of me thinks there has to be a better way to do it than just shoot the flying icon, but to shoot outside the screen too, that can also like get irritating after a while.
I think I prefer it that way, I'll be honest, because I think that's what Halo did as well.
A really big signal on the other side.
Here we have a no weak points.
Also a really nice model on her.
Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, I actually. Nice that she squirts acid. You know my thoughts on aliens and that ability.
You know,
For those listening who might not know, I think that all the aliens should have the ability to spit acid as a ranged attack, rather than them being like their own class as they have been in some of the newer games. So whenever I see them being used like that, I'm quite happy.
so yeah, this would have, since this was released in 06, like this, I guess this would have been like the best graphics we've ever seen in an Aliens game at the time, because the last one we saw Queen in would have been Extinction.
Yeah.
You know, we wouldn't get
And then
Colonial Marines until 2013, or
I mean,
maybe
they'd have been-
2010. But
Yeah. I mean, they'd have been working on the old Colonial Marines. Got nowhere with it, but you know they were working on it. I'm glad there's a bit of Hive scenery in this one as well. You know, thinking of it like you said, you know, they probably do, you know, they are more detailed than the older AVP Classic and 2 models, really, aren't they?
oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, they still have that sort of arcadey, cel-shaded kind of look to it, but I guess that might be more in terms of the lighting than anything.
Yeah, they were going for a more realistic style like this, whereas Armageddon was more prominent and cel-shaded and looked more kind of like a comic book.
Different developers, though, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was Raw Thrills for Armageddon, Global VR for this one. They might have merged as a company, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Raw Thrills did Armageddon.
You know, you haven't died too many times in this one. You wouldn't be spending that much money.
I tend to think you put about 20 quid in the book. That's my experience. If you want to sit and just play it all the way through. At least that's what I budget for. Now there's only four missions on the menu. But you're gonna find there's a secret 5th mission.
Well, it's not really a full mission. It's
I
just
know.
you getting away.
But how I like this. I think this is fun.
Yeah. You
I mean, it's not.
got your Resident Evil elevator here,
Yeah.
or Metal Gear elevator.
Although I don't know how we've triggered the self-destruct just off of having killed her, but she apparently gets back up and comes for us again. But like I said, don't put too much logic into it. How livid would you be if you had no money left at this bit?
Yeah,
Out of coins.
That is pretty cool though, having her chase you up
Yeah.
the shaft there.
Terrible fade out there, though.
Come on, people, let's go, let's go, let's go.
I think this is cool as well. This little end. I guess you didn't want to try and escape the second explosion on the
Did
planet.
they blow it up this time? the end, or is it ending?
It certainly is not. Next one's going to be aboard a infected Conestoga. And then we just have a nice run through of the environments for the credits. And yeah, it just seems to be like 3 or 4 people.
I mean, come on, it's got to be more than that, right?
So
We got Scott, Sam,
Sam.
George,
Yeah, but he's a producer. They're not doing work. Sam,
Paul. So there's 4
Scott,
again.
Eric.
So there's 5. Jay 6. Jim 7.
Jay, we've already had him. Oh, Carl.
Okay, so there's more than 3 or 4,
Okay.
but not
But
many. There are a number of names showing up more than
Yeah.
once.
Scott and Sam, I think, are the names that end up showing the most. But yeah, it was a smaller team, although it's now getting larger and larger as we're watching it. But there are 3 repeated names there for this bit. Jim's a repeat. I think Rich was new.
You know, I still occasionally see this one in arcades from time to time. So next time I do, I need to give it a proper playthrough again.
It's a staple at, like I said, you know, some of the arcades in Skegness in the UK. You know, the amount of times, probably like the 6-7 years I've seen this in there. Multiple arcades around that area. You know, I think last time I was down there, I said to the missus, "Come on, set up. I'm playing this for an hour."
Keep yourself busy.
Oh, Willie Goldman got a thank you there as well. He runs Aliens Collection. I love how this is the end.
The ladder.
Yeah.
Hicks.
That's actually what I meant to do my high score on Halo on, but I forgot the X. It just says high. There's just a person on the scoreboard that says high.
Who is that?
And yeah, that's it.
Nice. Well, hopefully it records this time.
Well, it did. We've already recorded the audio, the video. This is the audio.
Oh, okay, good.
And magic will happen in post-production. But yeah.
Well, hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Let us know if you want us to do any of the other arcades like Armageddon or Alien 3 The Gun. Maybe we'll get those out too.
Yeah, though I mean, this one at this point, you know, Extermination, I know relatively very well. The other arcade games, I don't really know that well because I just haven't played them. You know, Armageddon is a little is a little silly for my taste, even for the arcade sort of environment. So that's why I haven't touched that one. But Alien 3 The Gun, I really want to go play because that's such an exaggerated version of Alien 3 that it's going to be so much fun. You know, like a lot of the other Alien 3 adaptations were. You know, they were brilliant because of how different they were.
We can't just have one alien. Come on.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's fair. But now I'll definitely do Alien 3 The Gun because I'm sure there's an emulator of that out there. For those interested, this was done via TechnoParrot. So if you want to go out there and have a go yourself, or if you'd rather play the arcade version, I so much recommend the arcade version. Nothing quite beats that little fanboy giddiness of having a pulse rifle in your hands.
Yeah. And when the guns are working, they have that force feedback going.
Mm-hmm.
It's way awesome.
It's a nice little grin. But yeah. Hope everybody's enjoyed this. We do have Let's Plays of some of the other games as well. We've got AVP 2, we've got AVP 2010, we've got AVP Requiem on the PSP. There's a series of live plays that have basically became a Let's Play of Alien Isolation on the Nintendo Switch. And a lot of live plays that we do on weekends of the games in multiplayer. And of course, we'll get through all the games. That's my intent at some point. So keep an eye out. Come join us on a Sunday for the streams. And we also post video editorial pieces and video versions of the podcast. So if you're new to the channel and you've enjoyed hearing us have a little natter and a nerd out, go and check out some of our other content. Subscribe to the channel, give us a like, you know, all that spiel, the stuff that helps our visibility in the algorithms, you know, leaving comments and the liking the videos and all that rubbish. It's very much appreciated because effort does go into what we do because we love what we do and we want to share it with everybody out there.
That was nice.
You know how much I hate that kind of stuff.
Well, that's why it was good. It was a good one this time.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody, and thank you Adam for coming and watching me play some Aliens Extermination.
Yep. Thanks for joining us, everyone. 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 Thanks for joining.